Hello, this is Tony Heller from RealClimateScience.com with what appears to be some grim news out of California. Here's what the LA Times is reporting. COVID is surging in rural California harder than ever. In Crescent City, the mortuary is filled beyond capacity and needs a refrigerated truck for bodies. Hospital is so full it's lining up helicopters to fly COVID-19 patients out of the county. At first I thought there were a couple of misspellings, mortuary apostrophe S and hospital apostrophe S, but as I read on I found out that they were spelled correctly. I will explain that in a minute. These aren't numbers, said the city manager of Crescent City, referring to the bodies in the local mortuary. So it turns out there's only one mortuary in Del Norte County. A year and a half into the pandemic and 8 months since highly effective vaccines became available, COVID-19 is surging across rural California, where inoculation rates are low, more intensely than it ever has before. So apparently the problem is those evil Republicans who live in rural counties and refuse to get the vaccine. Mortuaries fill, hospitals clog in rural California towns with low vaccination rates. Rural Del Norte County has more people hospitalized with COVID-19 than at any other point in the pandemic. Wow, it sounds like complete chaos in Del Norte County, California, and it's all caused by people who refuse to get vaccines. But notice there's a different spelling this time of mortuaries. The first time it was apostrophe S, and this time it's the plural form. The original spelling was correct, as there's only one mortuary there. Well, we've seen the propaganda, now let's look at the actual data from Del Norte County, California. Del Norte County has 13 people hospitalized with COVID-19, and they've had a total of 23 deaths over the last 18 months. And slightly more than 50% of the population in Del Norte County is vaccinated. The obvious solution to Del Norte County's problem is to expand their very limited hospital capacity. And they probably need a second mortuary as well. But instead of expanding their hospital capacity and staff, what they're doing is passing vaccine mandates which are causing health professionals to quit. That makes the problem even worse. More than half of the people in Del Norte County, California have taken the COVID-19 vaccine, which is right around the national average. What the LA Times is doing is misinforming their readers. 13 people in the hospital is not good, but if it's overflowing their hospital, they need more capacity. Rather than doing the obvious thing, which is to expand hospital capacity, the LA Times wants their readers to believe that the correct thing to do is inject 7 billion people several times a year. Israel is one of the most vaccinated countries in the world with 68% vaccinations, and hospital admissions there for COVID-19 are surging. Empirical evidence doesn't support the LA Times claim that mass vaccination would help out Del Norte County. But there's little or no reason to believe that what the LA Times is doing is motivated by concern for rural California. They're driven by agendas which have nothing to do with concern for public health. This sort of propaganda is designed to drive people insane, and Toto has been pulling back the curtain on it for the past 13 years. You can visit him, Kyrie, and Caesar on the web at realclimatescience.com.